Welcome back. In today's episode, we're going to be speaking about who's the real client and are you really targeting the right one?
Welcome to this edition of Peak Performance Podcast with your host, Thor Conklin. Thor will be sharing the necessary tools, strategies, and psychology you'll need to become a peak performer in any area of your life or business.
Thor Conklin here. We give you the tricks, the tips, the tools, the strategy, the technology, and the psychology peak performers use in order to get more done and execute at the highest level. If you know what to do but struggle with getting it all done, or simply want to raise your game to the next level, this podcast is for you. Sit back and enjoy. Are you spending a bunch of time every day, every week, setting up meetings or phone calls and trying to coordinate your schedule with somebody else? Would you please stop that? That's a big waste of time. Today's show is brought to you by Acuity Scheduling. I use it for everything that I do, booking guests on the podcast, phone calls, meetings, whatever. It synchronizes with my calendar. It knows when I'm busy. It knows when I'm not busy. And I can set times when I want to have these specific appointments. To get your free account, simply go to the show notes, look under sponsors, click on the link, and sign up. Today's episode is all about figuring out if you're targeting the right client. And how is a client different from a buyer? Let's dig into this for a little bit. First of all, the client that you think is your client might not be the client. They simply might just be the buyer. So you've got to get very clear on who the buyer is, who the client is. Sometimes they're the same person, but many times they're not. Let me give you some examples. This shows up an awful lot when we're talking about B2B transactions, business to business. Now, you're a business. Even if you're a solopreneur, you're still a business, and you're going to be selling either to individuals or to businesses. When selling to individuals, normally, the client is the buyer, but that's not always the case either. You say, how is that true? Well, let's think about it. Valentine's Day, you're going to be pitching your products to the other person, right? No one's buying themselves their own Valentine's Day present. Well, maybe some people do, but most are buying them for someone else. The buyer is the person clicking and paying for it, but the real client who it's for is for someone else. Same thing for B&B. Let's talk about McDonald's for a second. Now, who's McDonald's true client? Who's their customer? Well, is it the 9-year-old or is it the parent? Great question, right? Let's look at their ads. Are they targeting the parent or are they targeting the child? Well, both. Sometimes they'll talk about their dollar menu, right? Who's that targeted at? Not the kids. They don't care. It's for the parents. But then when they come up with these neat toys, the Star Trek theme or Star Wars theme, puppets or these little games and stuff, who are they targeting? Not the parents. They don't care about that. So the kids bug the parents to go. So McDonald's knows that they have two audiences they need to target. Here at Peak Performance, we're in the middle of launching our Peak Performance University, an online learning platform to teach the science of execution and all the other skills, tricks, tools, psychology that surrounds peak performance. As many of you know, I'm a business consultant specializing in execution and productivity. I work one-on-one with executives and also have live trainings. And what I kept hearing over and over again was, this is great information and you're taking my game to the next level, but I really want to get these skills in the hands of my team, of the people that are working for me. How can I get their game to the next level? Yes, they could fly me in to do a workshop, but that would just be 1 or 2 days. How could I make an impact on them every single week? My team and I sat down and we created a 52-week course to train the employees of a firm to think and act like the boss. The same things that I'm teaching the executives, I'm now going to teach the employees. We're just going to do it online through 52 weekly modules. It's designed to take the employees and give them the skill sets and the mindsets so they think and act like the boss. And for any of you entrepreneurs out there, you know exactly what I'm saying. It's like every single day, it's like, oh, if my team could just simply act and think like I act, if I could just reproduce myself, that would be awesome. So that's what we went ahead and created. Now, what's interesting about this program is, even though the end user is going to be the employees, my client is really twofold. First, I'm selling this to the executives, to the entrepreneurs, to the business owners. So my pitch to them has to be a value proposition where they see value in it and they believe that it's going to increase and help their team. Now, I also have to address the concerns, the needs, the wants, the desires of the team, the employees. Look, if this is not fun, it's not engaging, and they're not getting anything out of it, they're not going to want to do it. If they're not going to want to do it, they're going to fight it. If they fight it, employer's just going to turn around and go, you know what? I no longer want to continue this. So the question of the day, figure out in your business, who's really the buyer? Who's the client? And are there any other buyers? Are there any other clients involved in the process? Who else might you need to meet their needs, their desires, their wants, even if they're not the one writing the check? Thank you so much for listening today. I really do appreciate your time, and I hope you found today's show valuable. If you would like to receive these shows automatically to your phone or to your computer, simply go to iTunes and subscribe. After listening to several of the shows, if you're so inclined, please leave us a 5-star rating, as this helps us reach additional people and spread the message. If you're truly committed to taking your life to the next level and doing whatever it takes to become a peak performer, but something's holding you back, something is blocking your way, and you just can't seem to figure out what it is, send me an email to info@thorconklin.com, and I'd be more than happy to get on the phone with you. We'll schedule a 15-minute discovery call. No obligation, no cost. I absolutely love to hear from the listeners, and if there's something I can do to help, I'd be more than happy to do that. Also, if you found something of great interest in today's show and you want to share that with your friends and family, simply go to my Facebook page, Thor Conklin, click on the episode, hit the share button, and share it on your page. You can follow me at Twitter @ThorConklin. The website is thorconklin.com. We're constantly adding new free resources, discussing additional tricks, tips, tools, and strategies on how to be a peak performer. Remember, I try to keep these episodes short so you can listen to them during dot time, doing other things, commuting, driving, walking, working out. Decide to be a peak performer in all that you do. And until tomorrow, have an absolutely amazing day.